Now, I've got to get my model stuff back together again. I found that I've only got about 10 little tins of paint left from the old days. And I've got one little brush that has, I think, 6 hairs on it that I used for little tiny details. This used to be our so-called banquet table. Whenever the family all got together and we needed extra room around the table, this went up the stairs. That's right, folks. It was 2 years ago today that we started this model ship series. And yeah, now I know that we are only at episode number 696. And there's probably somebody going to be saying something to the effect of, well, Ron, you had an episode every day for 2 years. 365 times 2 is 730. Shouldn't we be at episode 730 today? Well, yeah, we should, except that you might recall, or maybe you don't know this, but after episode number 100, we started a little series that was called the 11th Free Draw. And there was 34 parts in that. And yeah, so you take 34 and 696 and you end up with your 730. Anyway, this is one of the little parts that I was talking about maybe painting. When I was talking about maybe looking ahead to step 42 and try and see what we've got to paint here so we can do it all at the same time. And this is probably the largest part, P3. Then there's a few off the G sprue and a few off of the B sprue. So let's just get those and see what they look like. There isn't that many. And like I was saying, spray them all at the same time. It'll save me having to clean the airbrush twice. Now, as well as the P3 here, there's another piece of superstructure. We'll be getting that in a minute. These pieces here, B48 and 49, which are these two pieces right here, they're not really superstructure. I believe they're sort of vents, and yeah, we've done them before. However, I got curious a few minutes ago as to, just how what is this going to look like after it's all finished? Like, what are these things? And yes, this piece and this piece here are to help support the bridge area. Now, I'm going to show you in Stefan Drabinski's drawing here where this goes. We're not even going to see those things unless we look in just exactly right. Yeah, but that's the way it goes. As long as we're all set up here, let's just nip these parts off and get them. Then we'll look at Stefan's drawing. And now B34. Must be a better way here. As long as we have the B sprue out, we need B36. And notice this looks like a little antenna or something. Last time we made a piece like this, remember we had to make it out of photo etch, at least the antenna part. B33. We need 4 G14s and 4 G26s. Now, fortunately, there are 4 G sprues. But there's something down here I want to draw your attention to. Now, you notice here this, what I believe to be a davit. And there's this little piece of sprue still attached to it. Now, my thinking is that I'm probably safer off removing this. I don't know when we're going to need this davit, but I'm thinking that this piece of sprue could end up catching on something and breaking our davit. It still could catch on something, but there's less of a chance the way it is now. At least that's the plan. Okay, we'll get the other three now the same way. And once again, I'll get the other three the same way. Now, I know that I keep saying we'll look at Stefan's drawing in a minute, but I was thinking that maybe what I'd like to do is put these pieces, at least these 4 pieces, on our hood, on our model, and then we'll look at Stefan's drawing. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead now and clean the pieces of flashing off of all of these. Now the P3 here, it already had the flashing cleaned off in the factory. The piece came out of the bag just the way you see it here. There might be just a little tiny bit of filing I could do right there, but so that it will fit down flush on the deck. But anyway, stop poking. Okay, we've got it more or less. Let's put these pieces up on the deck here where they're supposed to go, and then we'll take a look at Stefan's drawing. Now this one here, the door has to be facing towards the bow. And this one has the little door facing towards the stern. Now, over top, have I got that on there? Yeah. Over top of all of this is the bridge area. Let's go look at Stefan's drawing. And you'll see that at the, I've superimposed an arrow that is pointing right in here at all this stuff that you can hardly see because it's so completely covered up. I'm guessing that this little door and so on that's in the back here, once everything is on top of here, we're not going to see it. But at least we'll know it's there, right? Well, I have all the pieces for steps 40, 41, and now for 42. I've got no excuse. Tomorrow, we're going to have to spray. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.